For over 70 years, Queen Elizabeth II was more than just a monarch. She was one of horse racing's most dedicated and influential figures. Her passion for horses wasn't just a hobby, it shaped the sport, refined breeding techniques, and left a lasting legacy in the world of thoroughbred racing. But how did she select her champion racehorses? What went on behind the scenes at the royal studs? And which of her horses made history? Let's take a look. A royal passion for horses from childhood. The Queen's love affair with horses began long before she wore the crown. At just 3 years old, she started riding lessons, and by her 4th birthday, she received her first pony, Peggy, a Shetland pony gifted by her grandfather, King George V. Growing up, her fascination only deepened. Her father, King George VI, often took her to watch royal racehorses train, and even during World War II, a teenage Princess Elizabeth would escape the pressures of royal life by immersing herself in the world of horses. This early passion wasn't just about admiration. She was determined to understand the art of horse breeding and training, and when she became queen, she took this dedication to an entirely new level. The Royal Studs, a breeding empire. The royal studs have been at the heart of the monarchy's equestrian legacy since the 16th century, but it was King Edward VII who established Sandringham Stud in 1897, producing legendary racehorses like Persimmon and Diamond Jubilee. Queen Elizabeth II continued and expanded this tradition, overseeing breeding programs that produced some of the finest thoroughbreds in the world. She had one goal in mind: I enjoy breeding a horse that is faster than other people's. Her approach was meticulous. She was an active member of the Thoroughbred Breeders Association, working closely with experts to improve the quality, stamina, and speed of her horses. But how did she choose her future champions? The Queen's elite selection process. Choosing a potential champion isn't just about picking the prettiest horse, it's a science. The Queen followed a detailed selection process, evaluating pedigree. A horse's bloodline was crucial. She studied generations of race records, looking for lineages that produced winners. Conformation, the physical structure of a horse determined its strength, speed, and stamina. Temperament, a racehorse needed more than just speed. It had to have the right attitude to handle the intensity of training and competition. The Queen didn't make these decisions alone. She relied on trusted advisors, including John Warren, her bloodstock and racing advisor, who took over from his father-in-law, Henry Herbert, 7th Earl of Carnarvon, in 2001. Her hands-on involvement made her one of the most knowledgeable owners in the sport. Training and development, the royal formula for success. The Queen's horses weren't just raised in luxury, they were trained at some of the most elite racing facilities in the UK, including the stables of legendary trainers like Sir Michael Stoute. Her involvement didn't stop at breeding. She would personally visit training sessions, observe workouts, consult with trainers on strategy. She even embraced modern training techniques, working with Monty Roberts, the horse whisperer, to introduce gentler training methods into her stables. This deep commitment to her horses helped produce some of the greatest racehorses of her time. Notable racehorses and iconic wins. Over the decades, the Queen's horses dominated the tracks, with some making history. Aureole, 1953. Just after her coronation, Aureole placed second in the Epsom Derby before winning the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Highclere, 1974. One of her greatest mares, Highclere won both the 1,000 Guineas and the Prix de Diane in France, securing her international racing reputation. Estimate, 2013. Perhaps the most famous victory of all, Estimate, a filly gifted by the Aga Khan, won the Ascot Gold Cup, making Queen Elizabeth II the first reigning monarch to win this prestigious race. The moment she watched Estimate cross the finish line in first place was one of the happiest moments of her life. You could see pure joy on her face. The Queen's legacy in horse racing. Queen Elizabeth II didn't just participate in horse racing, she elevated it. Her lifelong dedication brought more recognition to the sport, improvements in breeding techniques, a deeper appreciation for thoroughbred racing. Even in her later years, she remained deeply involved, reading the Racing Post every morning, visiting her breeding grounds at Sandringham, and staying up to date with her horses' training progress. Her influence continues today, with King Charles III and other royal family members carrying on her equestrian legacy. Final thoughts. What do you think? Queen Elizabeth II's passion and dedication to horse racing shaped the sport in ways few others have. What do you think about her impact on horse racing? Do you have a favorite royal racehorse? Let's discuss in the comments below.